Good day, everybody. This is React Hooks. Today we'll be doing chapters 2 to 6. So here in chapter 2, we have our source code. If we go to app.jsx, you can see we have our typical stuff, same as everything else. This chapter is basically the same again as React Redux. Just the only difference is we use like hooks method, so it would be like use state or there was another use one, I forgot now. But anyway, import your stuff, and then this function format name, function to format a user's full name. So like filling out a form, basically. Then our function app and our const user, we're going to define a user object with first name, last name, and an image URL. Then we're going to return that, and then a JSX returned by the app component to products, rendering the products component, exporting, and then we're just going to export. Our main, pretty much the same, change it to what you'd want it to be. Then we have our products list. Obviously import your React library. This is an array of the product names. We can also change that. Yeah, let me run this and show you. Again, this also runs differently. npx fight. Here we have learning React, pro React, and beginning React. So we can also change that. Since it's products, what should we do? Let's do consoles and PC. So we'll have Xbox, PlayStation. That's not how you spell PlayStation. Oops. PlayStation and then PC. Let's save that. Cool, it's been updated. Let's go back here. Boom, updated. So yeah, that's chapter 2. Then our chapter 3. So obviously we're importing everything, and then our function is to format and return a user's full name, as you know previously. And this is a Boolean flag. So this can be used to conditionally render content. Then over here, rendering the rating component with different rating values, and then obviously we're going to export the app. In our main.js, same thing as before. I don't really need to explain this, it's pretty self-explanatory. Again, we have our products. This won't show through though. I think we have an empty array somewhere for that. And then this is our rating. So obviously import and then a function rating, setting up the state for the rating, initialized with the prop passed in. So this is a prop. And then rating will display the current rating. And then here, rendering 5 stars with conditional logic. If the rating is the back arrow, the current star number, show a full star, otherwise show an outlined star. Clicking on a star, the rating to that number, sets the rating to that number. So I'll show you what they mean by that. So here's the rating. I'm sure you remember this from React Redux. So we can click on them. So this rating is currently at 5. Now it's down to 1. Then it's 2, 3, 4, and 5. So basically you just click on it, it'll change. So if it's on 3, it's no longer outlined, it's full. If it's on 1, the other 4 are outlined because they're empty. Yeah, that's basically that one. Then in our chapter 4, here in our app, again, we've got the same one as before, same Boolean variable. So it's used for conditional rendering. Here we're just going to render the products. Here's our main, again the same. Our products list. This is not the same. No. Okay. So here we just use a bootstrap container with fixed width and margin top for spacing. Product image will be displayed. It's just like normal product stuff, but this time with a picture and a definition kind of thing. Now we also have this. So this stuff is just basically displaying the image. Here we use a URL instead of a fixed image. And then you can name it whatever the product name is, a release date, and then the description, not definition, description, and then the rating, and then the number of views, so on and so forth. And then our function, this will retrieve the products list from get products. Now our const list products, this is going to map over products array and create the product components for each, using product name as the unique key and passing product data as props. So the product data is a prop, basically. And now our return is basically just going to render the list of products on of list of product components inside a URL. So basically it's this. And then we've got the rating. So let me open this up. Now here you can see we have our product image, the release date, the rating. We can change that ourselves. How many ratings depends. But let's just give everything 3 stars, because why not? So yeah, that's what that does. Nothing too crazy, same as everything else really. Then we have our chapter 5. Here's our app. Obviously imports. Now our Jumbotron is just going to render Jumbotron with no children. Then render Jumbotron with children content passed between opening and closing tags. So this is a long sentence. I want to insert content into the Jumbotron component from the outside. Export. Here's our Jumbotron. So basically, what this is going to do is that this is going to check if the component received any children from its parent. Pretty basic stuff, typical function. We've got our return, so card style. This is going to be hello world, so it's going to be like a form fill out thing. Now, if there are any children past this component, render them inside a paragraph tag. Otherwise, show a default message. This is a simple hero unit. I'm not gonna read that whole thing, but yeah. Then we have our primary bootstrap button. Obviously, you can change that. Doesn't matter. Main the same. Here we have our product, same as before, and then the rating. So if this is someone I did look at earlier, because there's like 5 different chapters here that I did. Yeah, so this one's repeating twice. Don't worry about it. But yeah, simple bootstrap button, doesn't do anything. But yeah, that's what that does. And then our last, not least chapter, chapter 6. I'm actually just gonna run this so long so we don't have to wait. So here we have our app JSX. This has been replaced with user form. Main app component renders user form inside a div. Our Jumbotron, your main, same. Okay, it's fine. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Here we have our product again. Pretty much the same thing. I don't really need to go over that. It's not that important. But our user form is. This is the only thing that's new now. So our local state for controlled inputs. So here you just input your email. It's going to set email to use state. It's going to be empty because on the front end it will be an empty like line thing to input all your stuff. And then a const handle submits function to handle form submission and validate form data. It receives state for form errors and form data submitted from values. Then this is going to extract form values from data, and then this will validate email and set error messages in state if invalid. Or else, after going through the if and else if, or else, will clear error message and mark email as valid. If email validation passes, show alert message, show alert and reset inputs, return updated state with error messages. Use custom hook to manage form action and form level states such as the validation errors. Initial state has empty email error. Yeah. So basically, all this is doing is you're inputting your email address and your password. If it's correct, it passes. If it's incorrect, it will obviously say incorrect email or whatever. So let's do that. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and click submit. Okay, cool. That's basically what that does. Thank you.